Folks, my first guest tonight is the award-winning star of Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman. Please welcome the beautiful and talented Jane Seymour. Thank you for being here.
Oh, thanks for having me.
This show, I don't think people appreciate how huge this show is. This show here, Late Night with Conan O'Brien. No, your show, Dr. Quinn, is in 98 countries.
In 98 countries. It's bigger abroad than it is here. I mean, we've been running here for 6 years, but just recently I came back from Poland, where it is the #1 show of any show on Polish television. And, you know, they said, well, you're going to need 15 bodyguards. And I said, what? I mean, I don't usually need one bodyguard. 15 is not like a lot. And we were out there. It was like being rock stars. It was just wild.
Do you think maybe you got the attention because you had 15 bodyguards? Is that possible?
That had occurred.
When you walk around with 15 guys with guns, you get attention.
There you go. I had thought of that.
Is the fan that surprised you the most? The person who you didn't think that they would be a Dr. Quinn fan, and then they were?
Well, I went to, it was a fundraiser for Global Green, for the environmental thing, and ex-President Mikhail Gorbachev was there, and, you know, you'd have your photograph taken, and everyone stands in line, and I had the boring photograph done, and then halfway through the evening, his daughter came up to me and took me along to her father and said, in Russian, "This is Dr. Quinn." Well, all of a sudden, he did a double take, and he was all over me. He was grabbing me and hugging me.
He was pawing you?
Yes.
He manhandled you.
I am his favorite actress.
Mikhail Gorbachev?
He loves Dr. Quinn.
Dr. Quinn, I love you.
But I was wearing a different dress from Dr. Quinn, so he hadn't recognized me at first.
So that's amazing, though. The guy who used to lead the one of the most powerful countries in the world is a huge Dr. Quinn fan.
Yes, if you've not watched Dr. Quinn yet, you should check on it.
Yeah. Now, you, I find this very hard to believe. You're a very beautiful woman. I'm an attractive man. Let's go. No, you're a very beautiful woman. You have 6 children.
Yeah.
That's amazing to me. I mean, 6 kids. There are 6 kids in my family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we just raised so much hell that we prematurely aged my mother. My mother's this little old lady, and she's like in her late 40s, you know? But 6 kids. How did you do that?
Well, I didn't intend to have that many. 2 of them are stepchildren. My husband's son, Kalen's 21, and Jenny is David Flynn's daughter. She's 17. But then I had Katie, she's 16, Sean, who's 12, and then we just had these twins, Christopher and John. I almost forgot their names.
That's so funny. You don't know their names, do you?
Well, no, because, you know, we refer to them always as this one and that one. You know, because people say, well, this one doesn't quite look like that one, and that one's taller and that one's faster. And
this is going to be great for their self-esteem when they grow up. I got to talk to you, this one. It's important. You've been having some trouble with that one.
That one always did it. This one never did. We shouldn't really talk about it now, but we have written some children's books coming out later this year about this one and that one. So we've kind of...
Oh, to really cement that you don't know their names.
We've now cemented
forever. Good for you. That's terrific. No, it's funny because growing up in our house, my mother, and she still does this now, she'll look at you and she'll go, oh, look, Luke, Conan, all right, I need you to do something for me. And you think, come on, you gave birth to me, you know?
Well, you know, it's amazing. When you get mad at one, somehow all the names sort of, you just keep cycling through until you get to the right one.
Now, let me give you a little advice. You have 6 kids. Pay a little attention to the one in the middle, okay?
Which one in the middle?
The one,
there's a whole bunch of them.
Well, I know, but there's going to be one child in the middle. I was the middle of 6, and you're attention starved. And if you don't get it, you end up getting a show on television and humiliating your parents every night. So you've got to make sure that doesn't happen.
Okay.
What kind of things do you do? Because you're famous for being in great shape. As am I, and I was curious. What do you do to keep in shape?
I'm famous for being in great shape, but I don't have time to go to the gym and do all those nice things that people do. Occasionally I do, but what I usually do is I do what my babies sort of beg me to do exercise. So I'll show you. I mean, I can't really do it in this dress. It's kind of hard, but
that's okay.
You have to imagine we have we have a 31-pound baby on each side, on each hip, and we just kind of bend, you know. And then as I get
First
more
of all, you don't know their names, and then you use them as weights. Terrific. I don't know who the hell you are, but you'll be substitute for a 20-pound weight for a moment. That's nice. Yeah. What kind of stuff do you do I mean, what's your favorite kind of exercise with a machine?
I do this thing, this Pilates machine. I'm sure
Pilates? What is Pilates?
Well, it actually was originally for injured ballet dancers, and I used to be an injured ballet dancer, that's how I know about it. But it's sort of like this long leather bed thing, and you kind of...
Hello.
Kind of push and pull a bunch of weights, and it's, yeah.
So you're sort of tied up in leather, and you're thrashing around? It sounds intriguing.
It's very intriguing. It does work, but you do have to actually get on the bed and do it to make it work.
That's
and
what
just
they say,
looking
yeah,
at it doesn't work.
Now no, come on. You have to, in my profession, you get whatever you can. You own a castle. Yeah. I've been doing this show now almost 5 years. I've talked to thousands of the top celebrities, and I've never talked to one who owned a castle. How do you own a castle? This is in England, is that right?
This is in England, yes. Well, I mean, I could have bought a duplex or something, but I didn't. I fell in love with this beautiful place called St. Catherine's Court when I was filming there about 16 or 17 years ago, and I bought it, and since then I've been trying to, you know, keep it going. It's over 1,000 years old.
So you didn't shop for different castles?
No,
you didn't say, I like this castle, but I don't love it. But that castle, now this is a castle. You saw one castle and said...
I was filming in the castle, and they said, you are not allowed to put your coffee cup in the castle. No food is allowed in the castle. And so I got so mad I bought the house.
Well, that's not a helpful tip for all of us. You know, when you're angry like that, spend a great deal of money and you'll feel better. So you have this castle now, and I understand you rent it out to musicians to record there. Is it a recording studio?
We had to rent it out because when I started doing Dr. Quinn, I didn't have much time to go there. So rather than selling it, we thought we'd share it with people. And The Cure and Radiohead both recorded their albums there.
Oh, that's cool. Is there a group that say you wouldn't allow in there because you don't like their music? Say if Journey or Foreigner wanted to record there, like, I don't want them in my castle.
Yeah, you have to check out some of these guys. But I was told that both Cure and Radiohead were just delightful, fine young men, was the way they put it to me. And of course they're nocturnal, so the neighbors never met them.
Have you been back there yet? Because maybe they trashed the place and you don't know.
Oh, I have been back. No, it looks absolutely excellent, and nobody ever sees them. You know, they're only up at night. That's the only time. They're never visible in the daylight hours.
Yeah, well, that's one of the great things about being in The Cure, is that there aren't set office hours. I got to ask you about this before we go. Tell us about this. It's liquor, I know that.
It's a bottle of champagne. They asked me to paint a bottle of champagne for Corbell.
Oh, you painted the outside of this?
I painted this,
That's pretty.
Well, I painted more than one. There's thousands of them out there.
Okay.
So you can buy these, and it's a special edition. They had Frank Sinatra do it last year, and I paint for fun, and that's...
And this is something you did, and it raises money, is that right?
Well, with the launch, we raised money for my charity in Los Angeles, City Hearts, which is for kids in the streets and the kids at risk. And we auctioned off hand-painted champagne flutes when they launched this. But no, this is just being sold in the stores. And
but that's nice. It's for a good cause.
Well, most of my painting does end up being sold for charities.
Yeah. No one buys my stuff. I don't know what the problem is. I got to work on that, huh? But that's a very nice thing, though. It's a very good thing to do. Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman, as if I have to mention it, because it's all over the world. It's Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CBS.
And the one that's on this Saturday is the best one I've ever done. So please watch it. I get shot right at the beginning.
Oh, my God.
I get shot.
You seem so chipper about it.
Very chipper.
I'm shot. It's terrific. You've got to see it. It's a bloody mess. All right. Well, Jane Seymour, it's very nice to have you on the program. Thank you very much for coming. More from the International Cat Show when we come back. We'll see you in a second.